Welcome to Life Heal, the future of holistic practice. So this podcast series is for holistic and complementary therapists and health coaches who are ready to evolve with the changing world of health and well-being. It is for you if you are out there trying to live your dream job and your dream purpose and are feeling that a bit disillusioned and a bit lost, and feeling that perhaps whatever you've trained in and the stuff that you're doing out there is a little bit out of date, or that you are not quite hitting the mark and it's not the idyllic life that you hoped it would be. Perhaps you feel that you're not reaching people, you don't know how to reach people. Perhaps you've got your own treatment room and you're sitting there day after day and there's no clients coming in. This podcast is for you if that is the case. So I'm Sam, integrative health coach, therapist and co-founder of Life Heal, and this series explores how integrative health, lifestyle medicine, social prescribing, digital health and multi-modality therapies are redefining what it means for holistic care and complementary therapies. Each episode is going to blend grounded insight, real-world strategies which can help you align with your own purpose and really find your position in modern healthcare and how you fit with this new healthcare that's coming in. And we're looking forward to spending time with you. If you're ready to dive in and explore the future of holistic practice, then hopefully we can keep you inspired, informed and aligned as the landscape of health continues to evolve. And welcome to the next episode. I just wanted to say, excuse me for the croaky voice, first of all. Eric and I have got chest infections at the moment. We thought we'd managed to dodge it, but no, universe seems to want us to rest, rest and digest, as they say, but digest more information and take in more stuff because we're using the time to plan and really expand our own consciousness, I suppose. And that's what I just wanted to talk about that today. I am out walking the dog, trying to get some fresh air in my lungs. And first of all, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's messaging. To say that the podcasts are really landing. Please do some more. It's when you put things like this out, it's difficult to know whether it's people listening or it's actually what they want to hear or if it's resonating, and just to have that feedback is really, really encouraging, and it definitely makes it easier and clearer to keep going. So to that end, if there's anything that you want me to talk about, any questions you have, feel free to message and I'm happy to chat about them and give you my insight for what that's worth. So, yes, I was talking about rest and digest. So this is obviously, as you guys are therapists, you'll know this is a medical term, that your body goes into rest and digest, so it stops functioning in its normal way and starts focusing on clearing out and all of that, digesting basically. So what's actually happened to Eric and I'm going to stop walking because I'm clearly out of breath. What's actually happened to Eric and I is we've had little health issues, nothing crazy, but it's been enough just to stay in a couple of days. We've had a busy month as well. I've been doing a lot of training, which I will do future podcasts about. I've been doing that in London, so we've been back and forward. I'm going up to Edinburgh this week, see the kids, and business stuff as well. So a lot going on, and what we've decided to do is when we do have a rare day in the house, to really rest. But unless we're like properly ill, we're at that point where you can't even think, we always seem to use that time. The universe seems to have that space for us to grow because our brains are fine. It's the body that's like, no, I've had enough. Give me a rest. And when I say rest and digest, I'm meaning intellectually and academically, and it's giving us a lot of time to reflect on 2025. We always do our lifestyle design. We had a retreat last week as well, which we had to run, and that was about lifestyle design going forward. I think I mentioned that in the last podcast. and that went really well. It was amazing. And then we do that for ourselves. We design what we want. But what's happened this year is we've really started knuckling down. And when that happened, it was in London. Now, I'm Scottish, as you know. And Scottish people have a bit of an aversion to London. It's something in the collective consciousness, the big city, who do they think they are? They don't like us, they think there's no street lamps. It's all a sort of narrative that nobody can quite pinpoint where it comes from, but it's there. Now, disclaimer, I don't think all that, neither does Erica. But it's a thing, and I think it's just the city, London City, is, well, both cities, Westminster and London, is huge. It's overwhelming. It's completely different from the wee city of Edinburgh I'm from, or from Swansea where Erica was born. So I've noticed that, yes, I've gone to London, I've done all the Westminster Abbey, the Palace, all the sites, but I've been really shut down to it. And I have I can't wait to get out of there, and it takes me ages, everybody's so cold. And what's happened, because we've been travelling, and been all over the world, it really does broaden your mind. They do say that, don't they, that travel broadens your mind. Well, that's exactly what happened to us. And I suppose going back to London after 18 months on the road and travelling, it's really made me appreciate that what it actually is all about. And we've done quite a lot of research into it in the way of, we went on to Netflix and there was a whole programme, three-part series about London and where it came about. And where it came about, this is not a history lesson, but obviously the Romans, it was a Roman settlement, so it's actually not the same as the rest of Britain. It's not the same as Edinburgh. It's not like innately Scottish or Welsh, Celts, all that. It's actually Roman. They invaded and took over. So I was like, spiritually, I was like, oh wow, okay, that makes sense, because that's probably the end. Is that perhaps where that source of energy is coming from? 2,000 years ago when they invaded and they built this massive town, which was the city of London, and it's still there, obviously that part of it. But what London is, coming forward to present day, what London actually is welcoming. I've been on so many courses in the last month that there's literally the diversity in the courses, people from all walks of life, all different parts, different countries, different continents, and that brings expansion, I suppose, and it brings energy, and it's exciting, and there's none of this, oh, you're not from here. What do you mean? The Scottish are terrible for this. I mean, anyone that's Scottish that's listening, you'll know what I mean. You're not from my town. Well, you don't fit in, you know. The rest of the UK, to be fair, can be a little bit like that, and are not very welcoming. I do remember when in Edinburgh, when we had a huge influx of families from Pakistan, and they would set up shops, and they're still there now, and they set up home in our lovely city. And rather than welcoming them, it was just terrible. And geez, you know, I feel for them now when I think about it. And we complain that they tried to infiltrate. We complain that they set up shops and took our jobs. We complain when they tried to socialise, and then we complain when they kept to themselves. So to be fair, I'm blessed them, they could do right. And any of you that have actually moved town yourself, I know a lot of you are listening from Spain, and I've lived in Germany, I've lived in Cyprus, 3 years in each, and I know what it's like to go somewhere else and have to learn and really integrate yourself into other people's cultures, and then if they're not welcoming, it's horrible. So, back to London. That is what London offers. Complete diversity. It's a melting pot of so many different cultures. Very, very rare to see a true Londoner. But then what is a true Londoner? You know? They all came into the city at some point. And anyway, so the point is that really opens your mind. And if you are listening to this and having, you know, your soul or your unconscious mind, so your subconscious mind, will be saying, oh yeah, I have that thought process. Just challenge yourself. Where is that thought process actually coming from? Do you have a false belief that actually doesn't align with how you feel and think? Because I know for a fact if a lovely Pakistani family came into my treatment room, or on one of my courses or wanted coaching with Erica, there's absolutely no way that I would turn them away. So if you feel like I do that you wouldn't turn them away, yet your narrative in your brain is your voice inside is saying something different, then that is a collective belief, a collective maladaptive belief that does not serve you, and that will be a little program that's running in the background, and even just shining a light on it like we're doing now is enough to just put that aside. That's not your beliefs. So, and that in essence is what London has done for us. So what we have ended up doing is really embracing the whole energy, the essence of the place, as I say, what it's about. Like, it is about people that have come from somewhere else and settled. It's about accepting everybody. The Romans had to integrate with the Druids and the Celts, and they've had to, over the years, it was invaded by the Vikings, Boudica came in, invaded, burnt it down. I mean, so much happened. And I didn't realise that it was the biggest city in the world for a long time. Queen Victoria managed to double the population in her reign. And when you are there, you can feel that inspiration. You can see people setting up, I've spoken about this before, but you can see people setting up shops just selling one perfume or one type of donut. I mean, that's quite unusual, especially in Edinburgh or Scotland, you know. And there is space, and it is welcomed. Their creative genius is welcomed, and people will support. But also, there's a lot of competition, so you have to do your best, which is a good thing. And it made me think about our industry and where we can take these lessons and how to take those lessons and really scan your own environment and say, right, okay, am I pushing the boundaries here? Am I just doing what everybody else is doing? And this ties into the Era 3 healthcare. Am I just playing it safe? You don't get to play it safe in London. You land there, you get a bit of a, energy kicks in at a cellular level, and you're a bit shook up. I got lost for 2 hours on the tube. It was a bit frightening. No phone. I nearly ended up divorced, so that's another podcast for another time. But what a great way to learn. I know that underground inside out now. But it'll shake you up and spit you out, basically. And you either leave going, I hate the place, people are horrible, or you go, wow, I am ready to receive the frequency of inspiration and bring that back to where I live. Now, it doesn't need to be London. There's cities all over the world. There's inspirational places, shops, businesses, parks, airport lounges, I don't know. It could be anything. And there's places like that all over the world. Go and seek out something that is way beyond your comfort zone. Something that you've possibly resisted. There must be somewhere, maybe in your old town, or maybe, I don't know, things that you just haven't thought of before, or you have thought of, but you feel I don't like that place. Go somewhere where it pushes you, and you feel resistance, and you feel uncomfortable, and that is where the creative genius kicks in. We have come back from London, different people. We have come back going, okay, how can we be innovators in our field? And what I ended up doing was I was on a course, and somebody mentioned that this person had done the same course and then went into work in Harley Street. Now, for those of you who don't know, Harley Street is the area of London. It's a street, but it's also a medical area where doctors, it's the who's who of doctors. If you say you're a Harley Street doctor, you've made it. We used to have one, and Erica also used to work with one that would come to our salons for injectables when that was all, when we did that. We ended up stopping that in the end. And he was a Harley Street doctor. So what she was saying, this course was manual lymphatic drainage, and she told me that this person had done this course, which was around about £200, and then went on to sell £250 MLD, manual lymphatic drainage, treatments in Harley Street around the doctors who are doing private surgeries and people can't get access to MLD on the NHS. Nobody was offering it, and they're stowed out, and they're living an amazing life, feeling fulfilled and respected in their field. And it made me think, okay, well, where would I like to fit? My first reaction was, oh God, that's who would want to know you there? And then I thought, well, why wouldn't they want to know you there? If you're as qualified as you can be in your field, then that's exactly the place you should be. So it actually made me reach out to people in Harley Street and say, I'm looking for a collaboration, a room to rent for integrative health, because that's what I do. I'm an educator. I'm trained in all these things. If you feel that this fits, and I thought I'll let the universe decide. And lots of people came back. And then I thought, oh shit, now I've reached out. Now I need to mentally and emotionally and energetically step up, because, you know, for a wee girl in Ed from Edinburgh to be even considering going to run a clinic once a month in Harley Street is a bit of a shock. So I let myself sit with it for a week, bounced off Erica, rather than going, don't be so stupid, which is what you think people would say. She's always, as always, very encouraging. And that is where we're at. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's certainly not going to happen because I'm scared or I feel I'm not worthy. But what this journey has done has made me see the places in my own thought processes, in my own consciousness, where I've been limiting myself and holding myself back. If anybody all over the world can come to London and they can be anything they want to be, then why can't you? Why can't we? And we don't have to go to London to do it. Why can't you do it where you are right now? So to this end, I shall finish now. Ask yourself, what is the pinnacle of your profession, your area of expertise? Who's out there doing something that you are inspired by? And when you see them, do you think, oh yeah, but I couldn't do that? If you have that thought process, that's the thing for you to work on today and think about and really start to process. And that is, you don't need to do anything crazy. You don't have to, you could just maybe journal on it. You can voice journal on it. That's always helpful. And just try and trace back where that's coming from. Sometimes it's not even you. There's nothing wrong with you. It could be a collective consciousness thing that we are programmed as we're growing up. So I hope this has helped. Excuse the croaky voice. And it's been great to connect with you. I'd love to hear if this has resonated, if there's anything that you feel, that you uncover that is, you think, oh no, I do need help with that. Give us a shout. We're always here. And I hope you enjoy your day, and thank you for listening.
Just a quick one before we go. If you have enjoyed this podcast, you'd like to connect with Erica and myself and be part of our community, Life Heal. We're on Instagram and on Facebook as the Life Heal Journey. We've also got a website where you can find lots of free resources, blog posts and things like that. You're more than welcome to look us up. It's www.lifehealjourney.com. We have a Facebook group with over 1,000 people in it and beautiful souls, and you're welcome to come in and have a look around and chat to people. That is Life Heal Lifestyle. And then finally, if you want to deep dive a bit more thoroughly, then we have lifehealuniversity.com, and that is our online platform, and it's a subscription platform. It's £27 a month, and you get lots of different courses, meditations, there's a book club, and it's just a little bit more serious than the Facebook group. So you're welcome to reach out to us in any way you like. There is a contact section on our website, so if you've got any questions, we love to connect with people. So feel free to message us, give us a shout with your story, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.